Yeah. Believe me, that is a nightmare.
You've got to be quite fast with the pasta as well, because it'll dry out as you're actually rolling it. So one thing I do is I stick the pasta together again. So I'm attaching one end to the other end.
We're going to end up with a huge ribbon here, aren't we?
We're going to end up with a sort of loop. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, it could go wrong. So we'll try it. So I've stuck it one end to the other, and now what I've got, it's quite difficult because the machine's not stuck to the table. But by doing this, I'm working the pasta, which means I'll end up with just much nicer pasta at the end. There's the machine going. Forward.
Who's going to hold it for him, me or you?
Well, I was going to, but I'm not getting in the way of his swinging arms, basically.
So I'll just cut it exactly where I joined it. So I'm not making any what we call fault lines. If you have fault lines in pasta, it'll break up in the water. So I cut it in the same place. So that goes back through. Always trying to make sure that I don't leave creases in the pasta, because again, that'll cause your what we call the fault line. So I'm just fold it up nicely every time it goes through. So this is sort of my final stage now. I've got it sort of in between number 1 and number 2, and that's the thickness that we're looking for. So I can lay it out. If it's nice and straight, it should just drag up there nicely.
Cool, there's some arm strength going on there,
I know,
isn't there?
this is why I'm skinny and he's bloody muscly.
You could always give him a hand one time, you know.
Well,
oh,
I don't like to get in the way, to be honest. I'll be wearing it by now.
I thought he was joking when he said might run out of stage as well.
So this is the thickness that you want it. So all I'm going to do is cut it into manageable strips now. And these strips, what I can do with them is put them back through the machine. I've got a cutter somewhere here, and this makes tagliatelle for me. So I'll show you now. I'll cut this into the strips that I want, and I can show you some tagliatelle, which we have on at the restaurant every day. We've got it with, what's it with? Beef, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got slow braised beef.
Right.
It's sort of a classic Italian dish, so we just braise the beef really, really slowly, like we do with a lot of ingredients in the restaurant.
Is that a lot of your influences as well, Gary? The Italian, because I know Angela's got a background in, even though she comes from Wales originally, but there's a strong Italian connection in that part of the world as well, isn't there?
Definitely. It's definitely a lot of it comes from her, but I'd say more of it comes from. I worked in a restaurant called Chez Bruce in London,
right,
and they have pasta on three places on the menu all the time. So their pastas are, although it's considered a sort of French restaurant, a lot of their pastas are sort of Italian, really simple. So classic ingredients like braised beef through it, just beef and pasta, really classic. So yeah, I think it's probably more from Chez Bruce than it is Angela.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's definitely very Italian influenced. Her new restaurant in London, Murano, is full on Italian. So,
yes.
So yeah, definitely. So this is my little tagliatelle device. I'm not sure. I think you get these on the smaller machines as well that you can buy in.
Yes, I
in
think
the
I've
shops.
seen one.
Yeah, I think you do. So I've just got another. We got the other clamp for the tagliatelle, the smaller one.
Now that's a test.
Okay, I could be doing this with a knife now.
Yeah.
I'm not getting involved.
I don't think he's lost it yet. Yeah.
I've threw the right standard over here. So that.
Just have a look in the back, see what's out there, the little clamp.
Here it comes.
Okay.
Here he is.
Oh,
we have one.
Now that's why you have front house managers, because they always know where everything is.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right, so I'll get my polenta ready. And again, all this polenta doesn't affect the flavour, it doesn't go anywhere. It just stops the pasta from sticking. So
people might have put flour down, but you're putting polenta down as a sort of base to it.
The thing I say with flour with pasta is if you need to use flour for anything, even for laying it, what I find is that you haven't made the pasta right.
Right.
So I haven't added any flour to this pasta at all, because I'm changing the recipe then. And I think that's the whole part of it. If you've nailed it at the start and you've got a nice dough, you shouldn't need to add any flour, you shouldn't need to add any water, and it's the same as a bread maker told me once. If you're adding ingredients, you're changing the recipe, so what's the point in having one at the start?
Right.
So with the polenta, it's just something to lie on, but it doesn't get involved in the pasta. It's just a base for it. So I've got my polenta. I think we'll just throw it onto the side for now. And the tagliatelle cutter's ready, so it's just a matter of taking this now and feeding it through this cutter. So it just sits in there, feeds through. Turn it around so you can see it.
A little bit closer into the middle as well, because we can see it on the big screen. Now, just come towards me a bit with it.
Okay.
Can you see it on the screen there? Yeah. That's it. That's the spot. Everybody
so really simple. So just let it fall through. Grab with your hands. then just lay it flat on the polenta. So again, through the cutter. Isaac, if you want to start with the salsa verde.
Right, I was going to get some sandwich bags.
So through there. I'll show you pappardelle as well. Pappardelle, there's a few different versions of what pappardelle is. Isaac and I actually met in a Jamie Oliver restaurant.
Right.
And their version of pappardelle was, as we're going to do now, we're going to do strips. This is how I like pappardelle. And you were talking about Angela. This is her method of pappardelle, which is just, all it is thick strips. So we call it jumbo ribbons of pasta in the restaurant.
Right.
Basically, it's tagliatelle under
Just
a
thicker.
microscope.
Yeah.
So all we do is take the pasta and just slice down it. And I never care about things like this. It's a bit scraggly on the end. Doesn't
Yeah.
make a difference to how it eats. So we just throw it down, and that's your pappardelle. The great thing about pasta is it's up to you what you do with it. If you want to cut it longer, cut it longer. If you want to have it shorter, like we do, have it a bit shorter. I know if we do it longer, it always annoys Isaac in the middle of our service because when it's long, what we do when we drop it, he has a pair of tongs, and as you drop pasta, you need to work the pasta in, and as it's long, it's sort of flapping over Isaac's hands, and that's when we get a bit of trouble in service, isn't it? But,
so never dull. Never dull.
Right, so salsa verde. Like I was saying, the salsa verde is green sauce, so it's up to you what you put in it. The reason I like salsa verde is because I think pesto is just so overused. I do love pesto, but I think salsa verde is just a much better option. So we start off a bit of vinegar, but you can put anything to acidulate in it. So it could be vinegar, it could be lemon juice. So anything just to give it that bit of sharpness at the end. What we do is we make a base. With salsa verde, a lot of people have it oil-based, so it's quite an oily sauce. We like to have it more like a mayonnaise.
Yeah.
The way that we get it in a mayonnaise is to add some egg yolks. These are just pasteurised egg yolks, by the way. We use these in the restaurant just so that we're as safe as we can be without any raw eggs. So egg yolks, if you were putting eggs in, you'd probably put 3 eggs, which would be about 60 grams worth of yolks. So that goes in. We've got mustard in there.
No, we haven't actually.
So we've got a little bit of mustard. We've got some capers. We've acidulated it with white wine vinegar in this case. And that's our base. So we're going to blend that just quickly. And if you have a base at the start of a mayonnaise or anything that you're going to emulsify, it gives you a fighting chance of it not splitting.
Right.
Although in salsa verde, it doesn't matter if it is split. And that's quite handy because this might split. So we've got a base there. And then we're just going to add our herbs. In this case, our herbs for salsa verde is quite classic. Is parsley and mint. So the herbs go into our base. And then we just blend it again. And the only thing left to do once this starts blending is adding our oil. Adding the oil is where it emulsifies. So you've got the parsley and the mint working with the egg yolks. And that's your paste. As you add the oil slowly, it comes together and it gets that emulsification, which is what a mayonnaise is. So we just add olive oil.
And even at the pace you're doing that's not going to split, it's all going to hold together.
That'll hold together, yeah. Don't do this at home. I'm just helping it. Definitely don't do this at home. I'm just helping the herbs along. Out they come.
We had a don't do this at home the other day where one of the chefs showed us that you need a really, really sharp knife, and that if you get a really sharp knife, all you have to do is grab it, and then he pushed it directly onto his hand. Like that.
That sounds
and nothing
accident
happened.
waiting to happen.
And we realised there was about 8 children in the audience, and I can just see them at home. Is our knife really sharp, Mum?
Yeah.
And we could see so I didn't think that was the best demonstration,
Right,
but
so-
we'll get away with that one.
okay,
That's
yeah.
all right.
So no kids at home putting utensils in the blender then?
Yes, that's not a good idea.
We have got insurance, haven't we?
Have I?
Okay, so that's come together now as much as we like it. So it's just like a rough green sauce. For pasta, this works lovely, and at this time of the year, absolutely perfect. So we've got a green sauce, which is salty from the capers, which is sharp from the white wine vinegar. And through that pasta is what I think is all you need for like a summer's dish or a spring dish. So all we're going to do is take the pasta. We're going to drop it in the boiling water, which is seasoned very well.
It's seasoned.
It's seasoned very well.
What was it
I've got a
seasoned with,
spoon in my
Isaac?
back pocket. Pardon?
What was it seasoned with?
Bit of salt.
Yeah, I did see you put that in before.
Honestly.
I know you did, but there it is. Yes.
So we've got our boiling water seasoned very well.
Perfect.
In goes our pasta, and in goes. Have we got broccoli and asparagus?
Yeah, we've got it all.
So some of the I did it earlier stuff. We've got broccoli and asparagus. Asparagus this time of the year is amazing.
Yeah.
I walked into the greengrocer in Hoole 2 weeks ago, and he had Wye Valley asparagus, and I said, "Wow, you've got Wye Valley asparagus," and he went, "Wow," and I said, "Right," I said, "Can I have some?" And he said, "Yeah, how much do you like?" And I said, "I'll take the box." So I took the box, and every day we've had a box since, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
Massive asparagus bill, but we've had a box every day, and it's going down a treat. We just what do we do with it? It's rolled in. All we do into the boiling water, out. We roll it in parmesan, so we make parmesan powder, which is just parmesan in the blender. Roll the asparagus into the parmesan, and we just serve it with a poached egg, and it's going down really well. The English asparagus at the minute is just great.
It is, and I have to say, it's great that you said that, because Andrew from Claremont Farms is over here, who told me that he will be cutting his second and third crops just 5 miles away from here, and he'll drop it round to you tomorrow, so you won't have to go there and get the Wye Valley.
Brilliant.
You can have Cheshire asparagus for the next 3 weeks.
Absolutely brilliant.
Funny
So, and we'll work out a price on that as well.
He's left it out the back. You can take some away now.
We'll buy him a cup of coffee and have a chat, shall we?
How much can we fill
And we'll
in
give him
there?
some pasta. We'll give him some pasta.
Yeah.
So
he seems like a nice man.
we'll have a chat with him. We'll sort it out. Maybe a free meal at the restaurant. Or something. Bread only. So we've got pre-cooked asparagus and tender stem broccoli here again, Cheshire broccoli. So it's pre-cooked, and the reason we do that is just so that we can drop it with the pasta at the same time. So it's such an easy dish, because all we do is we take the broccoli, we take the asparagus, the pasta, drop it all in together. It comes out into this bowl, which has got a bit of our salsa verde in, and then it doesn't hit the heat again. So the heat from the pasta just is enough for the sauce and the broccoli and asparagus. Right. A bit of parmesan on top, and that's us. So we'll drop that now. Just take this out. We got a bowl for pasta to go in. Do you want to grab one from the back?
That one.
No, a bowl to serve it up.
Oh, good
Or a
point.
plate. So I think we'll do a mixture. We'll do a little bit of the pappardelle. We'll do a little bit of the tagliatelle.
Okay.
So, what I was saying before about using the tongs to take the pasta up is quite important, because pasta has a tendency, even with the blender, once it goes into the water, it sort of sticks together and comes clumpy.
Right.
And that's the last thing you want. You've just made fresh pasta, and then it's all stuck together, kind of defeats the object. So, we'll take the bowl, put it into the bowl, take a couple of spears of the asparagus, take a couple of spears of the broccoli, and just goes into the bowl. So I'll take that now, and as it falls in, I'm just lifting up the...
So it doesn't stick together?
So it doesn't stick together.
Yeah. Because you've got some very big, thick pieces in there as well, which is the pappardelle part.
That's the pappardelle, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll take some of this fresh salsa verde. That pasta will be ready almost instantly because it's fresh. So I can see already...
Might have had a long time to get a lot of heat into it, though, but that's enough, obviously.
That's enough. So I've got my salsa verde in the bowl. All it is now is I'm mixing them together. So just take the bowl, I'm just tossing it together, and that's my pasta, just so simple. So I've got my salsa verde, the pasta, I've got the new season's asparagus, which will shortly be from Cheshire.
That's right.
And some tender stem broccoli, just really simple. So we've got the parmesan, Isaac.
Yeah.
So for me, at this time of the year, this is just a fantastic pasta. Just so simple. Like I say, as salty as it is sharp. So it's just a great pasta to eat out in the sun, or even just at home one night. So I just finish it with a little bit of parmesan, like we do with all of our pastas.
And are there lots of different parmesans that we can have, Gary, or
There is.
what do you tend to use?
Well, we use the Reggiano. There's a lot of different ones, but what you need to do is work out whether in a restaurant we have to make sure that the parmesan that we use is vegetarian.
Right.
So it's given the option for vegetarian to have the pasta, and that's it. That's our fresh pasta.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Usher, Sticky Walnut, and of course his glamorous assistant Isaac. And you will see them at their restaurant, Sticky Walnut, in Charles Street Hall. Make sure you find your way there. We'll do a bit of cleaning down and we'll be back shortly with another of our very talented young chefs, Ben Finchett from Marco Pierre White at Doubletree Hilton. He'll be on the stage shortly. Our thanks again to Gary. It is brilliant to have so many young